Whoa, welcome into Sunday Morning Live. We are at the North Pole getting ready for this amazing week of fantasy football. I personally had some miracles happen yesterday to get me back in my game after playing Colby Parkinson on Thursday night. My opponent played Josh Jacobs, but he had Puka Nacua. So right now I'm still down, but the comeback is on. I'm here today to answer your questions to get you ready for this huge week. So excited for the games. We have pretty much everybody else playing today. A couple of games have already happened, but going to be an amazing day of football. Let's answer some of your questions. We already got some people starting off in the chat. Thank you guys so much for showing up early. Let's start with your questions here. Pick 2, RJ Harvey, Dowdle, or Michael Carter. I do like RJ Harvey today. I'm going to be joined by the Walter Picks app, and since you're here first, let's just check out Harvey. Check out his projection on Walter Picks. I think he's going to be awesome today. Let's check him out here. He's been pretty good lately. He is playing Jacksonville, who has been a little bit of a pass funnel. They're forcing opponents to pass. I still like him. Dowdle has been a little bit up and down. So Dowdle, for me, super safe. 10 points, he can lock you in. Carter, on the other hand, is riskier. DeMercado is back and healthy. That is something to watch out for, but I do think Carter has more upside than Dowdle. So I'd probably go RJ Harvey, just because even last week, 10.5 against Green Bay is solid, very safe, and he brings additional upside. RJ and Dowdle for safety, and RJ and Harvey for upside. We got Jackson Dart or Lamar Jackson. I would probably go with, Jackson Dart is playing against, let's double check here in the Walter Picks app. Let me double check, make sure I'm not giving you the bad information here. We got the matchup against Minnesota. I thought they were playing Minnesota. That is a tough matchup for quarterbacks. So I would probably go Lamar. Double checking who the Ravens are matched up with again. I've taken a few days to chill from the week here. We got the Patriots. So I'd probably go Lamar. Patriots are kind of middle of the pack, where the Vikings have been pretty top tier against quarterbacks this season. Good questions, guys. Lamar or Goff. I would go Goff in that scenario. You guys can see I got the Steelers jersey on. I got my terrible towel in the background. I think I'm going to take off the North Pole hat here. It's getting shadowy in here. But I would go with Jared Goff. The Steelers have been really weak against quarterbacks this season. Half PPR, you got Carter, Hall, or Warren. Now, Detroit has been the number 1 team in the league against running backs this season. So I like Gainwell for the pass upside. But Warren, I think, is really risky. Carter, I think, is, Hall, very risky. The Jets have been awful. I think Carter is probably a solid move here. Hall probably has the best upside playing the Bengals, right? Let me double check here. Make sure, again, gotta just get a little reminder here. Hall probably has the best upside, but he's also probably the riskiest. So I'd say Carter is kind of your middle of the road. Warren is probably your safest play, or they're playing the Saints here. And Hall is probably your upside play, but again, Hall's been under 6 fantasy points the last 2 games. So play carefully. I would probably play Carter if it were my team, but if I was down big, I might go for Hall and hope he has a big week. By the way, if you guys just joined, we got 9 people here. It's not too many, but that is awesome that you guys are here. If you could, hit that like button. Let's get this live going. I'm going to be answering your questions. If you guys could, again, hit that like button. If we can get 9 likes from the 9 people, 10 likes from the 10 people, that'd be awesome. And I'm going to keep answering your questions. We're going to be live for the full hour here. So really appreciate your support to get this live moving. As a smaller channel, I need your help to get it going. Drake London, T. Higgins, Michael Wilson, I can only start 2. I would probably go T. Higgins for sure, as long as he's playing. And last I checked, Marvin Harrison Jr. is in. Wilson has been awful when Marvin Harrison Jr. is in the game. So I probably am going to sit Michael Wilson and go London and T. At the flex, Dowdle, Carter, or Harvey, or Wilson, I would probably play Harvey of the group. He's been the best. It is a tougher matchup, but I do think the Jaguars will face a little bit tougher competition today. Jaguars have had it easy against some pretty easy teams lately. Herbert or Brissett, I would go Brissett for sure. He's been top 12 every week. I know Herbert's got a good matchup, but Brissett's been top 12 every week, and Marvin Harrison Jr. coming back. Hampton or Judkins or Carter. I think Hampton is your safest option against the Cowboys, but I do like Judkins against the Bills, who have been, I think, the 3rd worst in the entire league against the running back position, but I'd go Hampton. And then start JJ or someone else. Yeah, I think JJ's fine. I think if you're talking JJ McCarthy, he's an okay start this week. He's been great the last few weeks and has a great matchup against the Giants. Rice is out. Yeah, unfortunately, Rice is out, guys, and we got the Rice Lord here. I'm sorry, Rice Lord, that Rice is missing. Welcome back, by the way. And by the way, if you guys, we got 2 new people in here. If you guys could hit that like button, I'd really appreciate it. We're trying to get as many likes as possible. let YouTube know we're out here, that this is No BS Fantasy Football, that this is the page people should be checking out. I need your help. Hit that like button. And if you're not, I'm sure you are probably if you're here, but hit that subscribe as well. We just hit 5,000 subscribers on the road to 100K. We're going to have the plaque in the background sooner or later, guys. Dart or Brissett? I personally would go Brissett. He's been extremely safe. I mean, let me show you real quick. We got the Walter Picks app here, and you guys can grab this with code NOBS in the App Store. It'll hook you up. You can sync your league, get optimal lineup. You can see every week Brissett has been top 12. Even when he faced Houston, he's got a nice matchup against Atlanta. Now, is he going to score you above 25 points? Probably not, but he's been around 20 points almost exactly the last 3 weeks, and that's good enough for the playoffs when Dart has one of the toughest matchups of the week. Estime or Carter? I would go Carter. I don't know what the Saints are going to look like in the red zone. Let me double check. Estime. Let's double check here. Yeah, I don't know what the Saints are going to look like in the red zone. Is it going to be Hull? Is it going to be Taysom Hill? Is it going to be Tyler Shuck, who's had some rushing upside as well? So I would go with Carter. McConkey or Tet and Purdy or Nix. Man, I like Tet a lot better. McConkey last week, I think only had 3 targets. I know he's got a good matchup, but Keenan was the most heavily targeted Charger by quite a bit. And then Purdy or Nix, I love Purdy. I think he's extremely safe this week. But Nix does have some additional upside, good matchup. So I would say, hey, if you're way ahead, you had Puka, you had JSN, your opponent played Josh Jacobs, go Purdy. Super safe. He's been really consistent. Everybody's healthy. That's going to be an awesome matchup for him. But if not, if you're like, hey, I need a little bit of upside, I would go Bo Nix. He definitely brings a little bit more upside than Purdy. Dak or Purdy? I would probably play Purdy. Dak is playing the Chargers, and I'll show you real quick. It'll prove my point here. But Dak, who I've got in my leagues, has one of the toughest matchups of the week against the Chargers. They are number 2 in the league against quarterbacks. And we saw Minnesota. Some people asking about Jackson Dart. That's who Jackson Dart's playing this week, Minnesota. So watch out for that. But I would play Purdy personally with a much better matchup. Justin Jefferson. Yeah, Justin Jefferson's okay, honestly, but he hasn't been great for fantasy. So if you have other options, I would honestly look for other options. Now, he does have a good matchup this week against the Giants, but he's had good matchups. J.J. McCarthy has been putting up fantasy points, and Justin Jefferson hasn't been great. Now, I will mention he did have that touchdown nullified due to a penalty. That's promising. This could be the breakout week, but if you have another guy on your roster that has been breaking out, I'd go with that guy that's been better. Full PPR, start Marvin Harrison Jr. or pick Quentin Johnson, Keenan Allen, Bourne, or Hollins. I'd go Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah, no problem there. I'd be locked in there. Pick 2, Hampton, Dowdle, or ETN. I probably would go ETN for sure, and then we're thinking Hampton or Dowdle. And by the way, guys, if I answer your question, you have to hit the like button. By the way, it helped me out. These lives need your help to get off the ground. So if I answer your question, that can be our trade. Hit that like button. Or if you just want to support and you're having fun. By the way, that's another great reason to hit that like button. I would go with Hampton for upside and Dowdle for safety here, but definitely ETN. Saints defense or the Patriots defense. Patriots are facing off against the Ravens. I don't love that. Saints defense are facing off against it. Let me just double check here. They're facing off. I love the Saints defense this week. Let me just get a reminder. They're facing off against the Jets. Yeah, I would definitely play the Saints defense. Really great matchup. The Jets have been pretty dang awful. I'll even go to the matchup tab for you in the Walter Picks app. It'll show you how the Jets have been allowing fantasy points. Last 3 weeks, Jaguars 10 points, Dolphins 16 points. Most of the season, they've been allowing so many fantasy points. I would definitely lock in the Saints defense with the much better matchup. Morning, brother. Let's go. Let's hop on the ship. Yes, I'm in my championship game as well. It is time. And congratulations to you guys who have made it this far. That is awesome. Start 2, Judkins, Hampton, Tracy, Aaron Jones, or Michael Carter. All the best. Yes, all the best to you, Trades. I think I do like Judkins, but he is risky. Hampton, I think, is pretty safe. Tracy, I like with the matchup as well. Aaron Jones, I like. Michael Carter, I like. So I think you really have a lot of good options, which makes it tough for me. But if it were my team, I think, let me double check what Hampton did last week. Let me double check Hampton because he is sharing with Vidal a little bit, but he does have that really nice matchup against the Dallas Cowboys. Let's double check what Hampton did. He wasn't great. He was okay on the snaps. I mean, that's going to keep going up. He is risky. He scored the touchdown. He was against the Chiefs, though. Very tough run defense. I think I'd probably play Hampton. I like the upside. I like the game against the Cowboys. And then I'd probably go Tracy. But if you're looking for a little bit safer points, I think Aaron Jones is going to be really safe today. He's got a great matchup. So I like Aaron Jones and Tracy for safer points. Yeah, it's a tough one for sure. You have a lot of good options. I don't think there's any wrong answers, honestly, for what you're looking at today. Ladd McConkey, Michael Wilson, or Flowers. Ooh, let me double check my notebook. I got my notebook here with the toughest matchups of the week. Let me see if Flowers is on the list here. I think he did have one of the harder matchups of the week or easier matchups. Which one was it? Okay, he's not on the list, so he's got a pretty good matchup this week. Michael Wilson, I don't think you can play, though, because Marvin Harrison Jr. is in the game. Ladd hasn't been great, but he's got the matchup against Dallas, so I would probably play Flowers and Ladd with Marvin Harrison Jr. in the game. Wilson or Diggs? I think I would go Diggs. Diggs has the best, easiest matchup of the week against Marlon Humphrey of the Baltimore Ravens in terms of fantasy points per route run. So if you guys, if the other live you went to did not know the cornerback matchups for your receivers, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that like. Again, I appreciate it, guys. I'm sorry I have to keep saying it, but that's what we need as a small channel with 17 people. We need your help to grow these lives, and liking it is the best way to do so. And then I would go between Judkins, Chase Brown, Harvey, or Dowdle. Definitely Chase Brown for sure. And then I probably would play Harvey. I'd probably play Harvey. Higgins, if playing, or Mitchell. I would go Higgins if he plays. Wilson or Myers. I'd definitely go Myers there. MHJ on a snap count kind of scares me, giving him a goose egg. I'm not worried about Marvin Harrison Jr. on a snap count in terms of, I don't know. I think it makes Michael Wilson hard to play. I think it makes Marvin Harrison Jr. hard to play. So if you do have a better option that you're more confident in, you can go for that. But Marvin Harrison Jr., I mean, when he's out there, he should be getting the ball. So I'm not like, if you don't have anybody that's like clearly better, I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is still a good play because the Cardinals, they pass like 40 times a game. So if he's out there on a snap count, he still may be getting as many routes as some of the other players on other teams. So that's just something to consider, that they just pass a whole lot, giving some upside there. Jettas, Godwin, or Higgins. I mean, if it's T. Higgins, I would play T. Higgins. But if it's Jaden Higgins, I probably would go with Jay Jettas. Yeah. JJ for sure. Yeah, I would go. That's where I would go as well. Channel's been super helpful, consistent. Appreciate it, man. Guys, next year is going to be even better. I'm telling you, every dollar we get on this channel, I'm investing it right back into the editor. If you guys noticed the videos this week were slightly better, every dollar we got from views, we paid our editor to make the videos better. So super excited about that. Next year is going to be insane. We're going to start pretty much right away. We're going to try to do at least one video a week, then in season really ramp it up like we did this year. Maybe even a couple more videos a week, like 3 or 4 or 5 videos a week. But really appreciate the support. I've got some good depth, and I'm up by a lot. I need a good floor. I'm thinking about flexing either Michael Wilson or Trevion Henderson. I would definitely play Trevion for the floor. Yeah, he is a little risky, but Michael Wilson with Marvin Harrison Jr. has not had a floor this season. He hasn't scored above 10 points while Marvin Harrison Jr. is playing, so I'd watch out for that. Do I flex Bowers or Michael Carter? Let's see here. I don't know why you put that in there, man. Try to get me banned. Don't do that. Thanks, man. I got Puka. Need upside. Oh, you got Puka Nukem. Yeah, I did too, but fortunately my opponent had Josh Jacobs yesterday. Hampton and Tracy it is. Yeah, I think those guys bring you tons of upside, so I love that. Let's see here. Start 2. T. Higgins, Adonai Mitchell, Jaden Higgins, or Wandale Robinson. I go T. Higgins and probably Mitchell. He's been pretty great. Like, let's just take a quick look at Mitchell there. Mitchell. Let's take a look at Mitchell. Let's see here. So far, I mean, he's been pretty dang good lately. The targets have been there, 12, 6, 9 targets. I like Mitchell a lot, and he actually has one of the best matchups of the week facing Kool-Aid McKinstry of the Saints. So that's some great information to have as well for AD Mitchell to give you a little extra confidence as he does have that great matchup. And I see a couple more people joining the live. Welcome in, guys. We are going to be getting to your questions. We've got 45 minutes left of the live. And if you just joined in, hit that like button. Let YouTube know we're having some fun here today, that we're helping you out. Hit that subscribe button if you're new as well and stumbled across the channel. We are here to help you win a championship. Let's jump to the next question here. Do I start ETN, Hendy, or Judkins? I personally would go ETN. He's been pretty insane lately. Let me just show you here in the Walter Picks app. By the way, guys, you can get this in the App Store. Code NOBS, get you a free trial. 31, 21. I mean, look at these last 7 or 8 weeks here. 5 points against Tennessee, sure, one bad game. But other than that, 15 points or higher. I don't see how you can sit ETN with how good he's been. I know he is facing Denver, but he's faced a couple tough matchups in there. Houston is no slouch. The Chargers, the Colts, no slouch against running backs. Denver, they are tough against running backs, but ETN, he's been electric, so I would probably be playing ETN if it were my team. Hendo or JT? Man, it's hard to sit JT. He's going to be way, way, way safer. So I would probably play JT if it were my team. Henderson definitely brings more upside because he has that big playability, but there's way more risk because if he doesn't break off the big play, he's probably going to get you like 8 or 9 points. JT is probably a safe 14 points today. So I would go JT for safety, but if you're going upside, I mean, JT does bring some good upside as well. Let's just quickly check in on his matchup. It's hard to sit him, though. It's hard to sit him. Let's double check his matchup today. I mean, he's facing off against San Francisco. Their defense sucks. Last week, I'll tell you this. I was watching the game. I live in Nashville, and I'm rooting for the Titans, and I also had a lot of players in that game, but I had the San Francisco defense playing Tennessee. The outside run was devastating. Tony Pollard lit them up, and Jonathan Taylor, he may be a good inside run guy, but get him on the outside with his speed, they're going to dominate. So I do really like JT today. I certainly wouldn't sit him. And I applaud you for such good drafting. The fact that you're at this point, we're trading. The fact that you're at this point means you've done a great job managing your team. But I would play JT today with a good matchup against San Francisco, who got lit up by Tony Pollard last week. Diggs or Carter? I would probably play Michael Carter, but I will let you know that Diggs has the best matchup of the week. So he certainly could be a good option. He's just a lot riskier than Carter, in my opinion. Flowers or Myers? I would go with Myers today. Flowers has an okay matchup. Myers has an okay matchup. Actually, Myers does have a tough matchup against Denver. I would still probably go Myers, though, because he's been getting so much volume and a lot of touchdowns. Herbert or Burrow? I would play Burrow as long as T. Higgins is playing. Tet, Waddle, Judkins, Evans. I would play Evans. Projected to lose. I think Evans is your guy, and I think Burrow is your guy. Who do I sit? London, Igbuka, Michael Wilson, or Wandale? I would sit Michael Wilson probably if Marvin Harrison Jr. is playing. Let's see here. Henry, Gadsden, or Waller. I would play of the tight ends there. It's hard to trust. A lot of people, guys, are like, should I play Waller? Quinn Ewers is now the quarterback. Waller really only showed up in the fourth quarter. That is kind of the tough debate there. Henry, though, I'm not excited about. Gadsden, I'm not excited about. So I would probably go Waller. But chat, help him out. Let me know what you think between Hunter Henry, Oronde Gadsden, and Darren Waller. For flex, who should I start? Metcalf, Pickens, or Hampton? I don't really trust Pickens. He just hasn't been that great lately, and Flournoy is actually taking over some of his targets. Metcalf is okay against Detroit. He's actually got the 10th easiest matchup of the week against Rock Ya-Sin of the Detroit Lions. And then Omari and Hampton, I like a lot as well. I probably would play Hampton if it were my team. But if you're like, hey, man, I'm looking for that big play, that upside, I think Metcalf would probably be the play for me. Ladd or Wandale, I probably would go Wandale for safe points and Ladd for upside. I will mention that Ladd was one of the least targeted Chargers last week, but he does have a great matchup against the Dallas Cowboys. Bowers or Warren, full PPR. I think Warren makes a little bit of a bounce back against the 49ers this week, so I like Warren a little bit better. Bowers will certainly get his targets, but will the Raiders get any first downs? It's just not going to happen. The Raiders are facing the Houston Texans. It's going to be a disaster. So I think Bowers, with Geno Smith back, Bowers is probably a good option too. It's crazy that you got both, so great drafting. You know, I think Warren is really safe. I think Bowers has more upside for you probably. So base it based on where you're at in your matchup. Knicks or Jacoby? I think Jacoby is way safer. So he's been 20 points the last 3 weeks, no matter who he faces. I think Jacoby's your guy. If you're like, hey, 20 points will do it. I will win with 20 points. But if you're like, I need 30 points, I'm way down in my matchup, play Bo Nix because he definitely has more upside. Michael Wilson, Wandale, or George Pickens? I probably would go George Pickens. He's very high risk, but so are the other guys with Marvin Harrison Jr. playing. Let me scroll down to the bottom, get to your questions. Welcome in, guys, by the way, if you just joined in. If you could, hit that like button. We are a smaller channel out here, but the information, the analytics, it's just better. We got the cornerback matchups. We've done our research. We're here helping you out today. So if you could, hit that like button. I'll be answering your questions all the way up to the next 40 minutes. So we're going to be here. If you guys could, make sure you subscribe if you're new as well. I'm telling you, this week, next week, we're going to have some awesome content. And next year, every week, our goal is to post at least one video. And then draft season and in season, we're going to be crushing it for you guys with so much analytics-based, no BS content. So super excited for that. Hey, man, wondering which two I should start. Sutton, Tet, and Dowdle. Sutton's been good, but Pat Bryant is back, which scares me a little bit. Tet and Dowdle going both. I don't know if I'd go both. I probably would go with the wide receivers. But if you're looking for safe points, maybe you're way ahead in your matchup, I would go Tet and Dowdle and just kind of lock in on the Panthers. Hopefully you get about 10 points apiece. But if you're chasing upside, I would definitely go both wide receivers. Bucs defense or the Patriots, those aren't great options. What I will tell you, and I know you did not say this, but the Bengals defense I actually think is a great option because Quinn Ewers in his first game, I like the Bengals defense a little bit. I'm actually starting them in one of my leagues where I need to win to avoid the punishment. I scored the 5th most points in a 14-man league, and I end up in the toilet bowl. Last week, I scored the 4th most points in a 14-man league, and I lost to the only one person in the entire toilet bowl that outscored me. My team has been elite. I just have been having bad luck, but I have to win today, and I'm going with the Bengals defense, and they are highly available. But between those two, I probably would roll with the Bucs defense just because Patriots are playing the Ravens. That's a dangerous game. So, but the Bucs defense hasn't been as good. I probably would roll with the Bucs. I just play the matchup when you're playing defenses. Down by a lot, should I play Prescott, Brissett, or Purdy? I would probably play Purdy if you're down by a lot. Brissett has been a safe 20, but his ceiling has been 25. And Prescott is playing the Chargers, one of the toughest matchups against quarterbacks. The likelihood he has a huge game is, I think, lower than Purdy's. Waddle or London? I would certainly play London. I actually have that on my team in the championship. It is half PPR, but I think I'd do the same in full PPR and play London because Waddle, again, Quinn Ewers at quarterback. Do you trust him? I don't know. Let's check out here. Let's see how we're doing. Here. I'm going to check in on you guys. Let me know what you guys need. What do you need? Are you in the championship? Are you in the semifinals? Let's see how we're doing today. We're up to 22 likes, guys. We got to up those numbers. If you guys could hit that like button, let's add 10 likes. If you guys could help me out, your one like makes a difference on this channel. We're going to have the plaque, the 100K plaque. It will be here sooner or later. You guys can claim your OG ticket by hitting that like, help the channel out, and I'll be answering your questions for free, guys. So the like, I appreciate it. Helps me out, and I'm helping you guys out as well. Who should I sit? Harvey, Hampton, or Michael Carter? I probably would start Harvey for sure. Michael Carter's, I think, pretty risky, but I like Hampton a lot in the matchup, so I would go with RJ Harvey and Hampton. Should I start Javonte Williams? I certainly would start Javonte Williams today. Chargers are a pretty good team, but, he's been pretty good this year as well. Jamo, Olave, Marvin Harrison Jr., Michael Wilson, which two? I would go Jamo and Olave. Yeah, really like their upside today. Olave, I will point out to you guys, Vele is out, and Devin Neal is out. There are so many open targets in this Saints offense that Olave and Juwan Johnson could be good options. I've got Puka. This is to go up to the finals. Way to go, man. That's awesome. I'm hoping you can get the win. Flex, Gainwell, Waddle, or Estime full PPR. I like Gainwell personally. I will show you real quick in the Walter Picks app. You guys can get a free trial with code NOBS here. I'm on the projections team. I help make a lot of improvements in the app as well. This is Gainwell the last 5 weeks. I know they've been easier matchups, but look at this. 7, 6, 6, 7. That's some pretty amazing target share for Kenneth Gainwell. So I do like him a lot this week. He's been top 12, 4 out of the last 5 weeks. And facing Detroit, it is a tough matchup, but are the Steelers going to have to pass? Yeah, they're probably going to be losing in this game. I don't know if the defense can stop them. So I like Gainwell in this game. Next week, do I play Rome if he's healthy? I probably wouldn't trust him. Rome hasn't really been that good lately. Judkins or Michael Carter? I would probably go with, I think Michael Carter probably a little safer, but I like Judkins for the upside. The Bills have been bad against the run. Fairbairn or Airby, I'm up 45. I don't think you have to worry about it too much. Aubrey, I think Fairbairn's the play. One note here that, again, you might not see on other channels is that defenses and kickers actually have correlation, a lot like quarterbacks and wide receivers, where like a quarterback does good, a wide receiver does good, they both have a boom week. The same goes for defenses and kickers, where when a defense does good, the kicker does good as well, and that's going to be the case for the Texans defense today against the Raiders. So I like Fairbairn a lot today. Aubrey, of course, is a great kicker too. Brock Purdy or Tyler Shuck? I would go Purdy if it were my team. I started Puka and JSN. He started K9 and Harrison Mevis. All right, so you got some competition here, but with Puka and JSN, it looks like you're in pretty great shape here. Flex Harvey or Aaron Jones? I would go Harvey. It is a tough matchup, and I do like Aaron Jones, so don't blame you for the question here, but I do like this. Championship down by a lot, Evans or Wandale? I would certainly go Evans. If you are down by a lot, Evans, who I was on as a start last week, is a great start this week again. Henderson or Rico? I'd play Henderson if it were my team. If I had both, I'd play Henderson. Should I start Zay Flowers or Jacoby Myers? I would go Jacoby Myers. It is a tough matchup, but Flowers has kind of been a little bit up and down. If you want to go for the most upside, that would probably be Flowers. But the Pats are going to be really trying to lock him down. Jacoby Myers, Brian Thomas Jr. is taking the Pat Surtain matchup, it looks like. There's Pat Bryant. There's other wide receivers to watch out for the Jaguars. So I think Jacoby Myers is a good play today. Win and I go to the chip. Let's go. Let's go. Who do I start? Burrow, Lawrence, or Brissett? Jacobs did nothing for me. If you're looking for upside, I think Burrow brings you the most upside. Lawrence is facing Denver. I think this is going to be kind of a return to earth for the Jaguars. Brissett is really safe. But if you're down by a lot, I would go Burrow because of the upside he brings. Dart, Baker, Mayfield, or Brissett, I would probably play Brissett. I mean, he's been a safe 20 points the last few weeks. We'll be starting Brissett, Cook, Hampton, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jetta Parkinson, Digger, Texans defense. Yeah, I think that's really good. I think that's a really good team. I'm hoping that Cook and Hampton have good games. Jay Jettas, hopefully he has a good game today as well. Henry or Jones? I'd play Henry. Flex, Waddle, or Genty? Wow, that's tough because Genty has a tough road ahead of him. Waddle has Quinn Ewers. Waddle also, has a tough matchup against DJ Turner. I probably would go Genty, I guess, and hope for some targets. That's probably where I would go if you're in full PPR. Dart, we did that one. Gainwell or Travis Etienne? I would go Travis Etienne. Wilson, Jennings, or DK? I'd probably go DK with JSN and Parkinson against Puka Stafford. Wow. Yeah, I'd probably go DK. There. That's a tough one, though. Strange, Waller, or Schultz? I had Puka, so up a bit. I think Strange is pretty safe. I like Schultz a lot as well. The Raiders are a little bit tougher against tight ends, but I think any of them are fine. But I think Strange and Schultz are a little safer than Waller, who's got Ewers as his quarterback. And by the way, if you guys just joined in, I see we got some new faces. If you guys could hit that like button. If you've been here for a while and haven't liked, I'm answering your questions for free. I'm trying to help you win a championship. And if you could help me out by hitting that like button, that would be amazing. We are growing this channel. Again, I've been saying it. I've been speaking it into existence. We will have that YouTube plaque on the wall in no time, and you guys can claim your OG ticket. We just hit 5K subscribers. So let's answer some more questions here. If you guys could, make sure you hit that like button, especially if I answer one of your questions. Come on. Let's go. Let's get that championship today. Hit the like for some good luck, I'll say. Hit the like for good luck. Kincaid or Gadsden? I would definitely go Kincaid, as long as he's playing and healthy today. I know he was questionable, so make sure you watch out for that. But Kincaid would definitely be my play. Should I start Dak or Bo Nix? I accidentally started Christian Watson yesterday. Yeah, I would definitely go with Bo Nix. I've got Bo Nix, I think, in my top 6 quarterbacks of the week. Dak is my 13th quarterback on the week just because he's got a really tough matchup. I think Nix actually has a pretty good matchup himself. Need 2 RBs. Rico, RJ, Estime, Carter, Hall, and one is a flex. I think I would go with, definitely go with RJ Harvey. And then I'd probably go with Rico and then probably Carter as the flex. Let's check this out here. Do I trust the Saints backup RB? Hall, Estime? I mean, do you have an option? That's what I'm asking you. Do you have another option? If you don't, it's okay. Took me so far to the semi. This is your first year. Wow. Congratulations. Obviously, you're doing something right. I'm happy to help out. I'm happy to give my opinions and advice, but you're crushing it. If you made it to the semis in your first year, that's awesome. Baker or Brissett? I would go Brissett. He's been pretty safe and consistent. Strange or Michael Carter in the flex? I would go Michael Carter. He is risky, but hey, tight ends aren't super safe either, so I would go Michael Carter. And if you guys do have any questions, make sure you drop them down below. It looks like we've gotten to the end of our questions in the chat. So if you have one, I'm ready to go with your question. But one thing I want to watch out for today is the Chiefs. I do want to call that out while we get some more questions in the chat here. I see a couple flowing in. We're going to get to this one in a second here. But the Chiefs, they've got nothing to play for. We haven't seen this team with nothing to play for in quite some time. So that's one thing I do want to watch out for today with Kelsey. I mean, I'm still starting him unless you've got some other great options. But what are we doing with, Kareem Hunt? I'm benching him. I know he's projected pretty decently, but I'm benching him. I don't know what to do with the Chiefs today. I assume Brashard Smith will get some extra work. Some of these young tight ends, maybe Noah Gray. I'm not really sure what to expect from the Chiefs, so I would watch out for those. Let's do this question here. Thanks for the advice. Throughout the season, Michael Wilson, Michael Carter, or Jacoby Myers? If it were my team, I would probably go Jacoby Myers. If you don't like the matchup against Denver, I'd probably go Michael Carter. Michael Wilson, he's a little risky with Marvin Harrison Jr. in the game. Unfortunately, started Brissett over Stafford. Hey, I would have done the same thing. So I don't blame you at all. That happens. Starting DJ Moore, yeah, I wouldn't have done that either. And hey, he had 11 points in overtime. Without overtime, he had a bad week. So I don't blame you there either. It should not have gone to overtime. So that, it is what it is. There's no way you could have predicted that. So don't worry about that. Unfortunate, but don't worry about that. You need an RB2 in a flex. You got Aaron Jones, Woody, Michael Carter. Woody is someone you got to watch out for. And one person you could maybe add off the waiver wire, I forget his name, but let me double check here. Let's go to Woody Marks. Because if he misses this game, he's going to have some, the backups could be pretty interesting. I'm going to go to team here. Let's go to running back. Jawar Jordan could be a waiver add-in play of the week. Let me click on him real quick. Last week, he scored 13.8 points, 101 rush yards. He was really, really, really good. So that's something to watch out for today with an easy matchup with Chubb hurt and with Woody Marks injured. So I want to call out Jawar Jordan. The guys, this is a reason. Hey, this live, we'll be live for the next 30 minutes. If you want to leave and go add this guy, I think that's a great move because he could be a star play today against the Raiders. So watch out for him. But if Woody's out, I would maybe play Jordan, but I do like Michael Carter and Aaron Jones as well. So I did want to call that out. Dak or JJ? I actually have that same question. I'm playing Dak, but I do like JJ. I'm not sure if I'm going to regret it or not. If you're chasing upside, certainly go JJ. But in my matchup where I have Dak, I'm not really chasing upside. If my players take care of business, I will win. So I'm going with Dak there. Thanks for all you do. Appreciate that, man. Thank you, Greg. Thank you guys for the support. Every little bit has mattered. I can't believe, honestly, I did not think we'd be at 5,000 subscribers today. And you guys are giving me the confidence to say we are going to get to 100K. We are doing these lives. I wasn't sure how these would go either. So awesome that we've got 28 people here. If you could, again, hit that like button. Let YouTube know you're having a good time, that these lives are worth watching. We're going to keep growing this channel. And you guys, again, can punch your OG ticket by hitting that subscribe. Gainwell or Jennings? I like Gainwell, but he's a little riskier. He's got more upside, but a little riskier. If you're looking for the safer play, I like Jennings, especially with Pearsall ruled out. Gainwell or Jones? I'd probably play Gainwell for upside. I'd probably play Jones if I was looking, hey, I got Puka, I got JSN, I'm crushing it. I'll probably go Jones for the safe points, but Gainwell's been pretty awesome with his target share, so he's definitely better upside. Wide receivers, pick one, DK or Mooney. I would definitely go DK. Or Myers or Coker. I would go probably Myers for safety. I know he's playing Denver, but BTJ is drawing that Pat Surtain matchup, and then DK for upside. Jawar is also available. Yeah, you guys got to add him. If it's week 16, especially if this is your championship, in my 10-man league, it was a 4-man playoff, 1 week per playoff, no bye weeks. This is the championship. I added Jawar Johnson or Jawar Jordan. You got to make sure you add him in off the bench because if Woody Marks is out, and Chubb is questionable, why not let this guy cook against the Raiders? That makes perfect sense, and he could be a smash start, a league winner, actually, just off the waiver wire. I started Michael Carter, but I've got Devin Singletary, DeMarcado, Gadsden, Knox on the bench. I would go with what you got. I think that's the right move. Should I start Fannin or Waller? Fannin this week. Let me double-check my rankings here. I have them all written down for you guys. So at the tight end, I've got Fannin as an avoid because he's facing Buffalo. Buffalo is the best in the entire league against the tight ends. They've only allowed 2 points, 2 games against tight ends to score over 10 fantasy points. So keep that in mind. 10 fantasy points is not that high a bar for any tight end, not even like backups included. If they score a touchdown, that's 6 points right there. So I've got Fannin as an avoid. Waller, I think, is very risky with Quinn Ewers at quarterback. I probably would play Fannin. I'd risk it with the target share he's been getting. And by the way, guys, with that detail that you got here, you're not going to see that on any other page. Make sure you're subscribed. Let's jump into the next question. Sorry for joining late. No problem, man. These lives are here for you guys to join when you can. So happy you made it. A couple of questions. Lamar, Jacoby. I play Jacoby, just way safer. If you're chasing upside, Lamar's the play, though. Estimate, Pittman, Igbuka, Jawar Jordan, wide receiver 3, and a flex. I would go with probably, I like Pittman, and I like Igbuka. I'd probably go double wide receiver there. But if Woody Marks is out and Chubb is out, keep an eye on that. I would certainly play Jawar Jordan. He'd be my first pick. So I'd probably play him and Pittman. London or JT for the flex? I'd definitely play JT. JT is going to be great today. San Francisco struggles against the outside run. If you guys watched their game against the Titans last week, and I don't blame you if you didn't, but that outside run was dominant for Tony Pollard. And who's better, Tony Pollard or JT? JT, clearly better. So I would go JT today. He's going to have a great week. Kelsey or Estime? I play Kelsey. It is risky, but Estime is risky as well. Taysom Hill could be in the red zone. Tyler Shuck could be in the red zone. It's tough to know there. We did that one. Sorry for my question. Who I start RB2 and flex? 3 options. You got Jawar Johnson as 2. Let me double check back up to your question. Let's see here. I would go with probably Jones and Carter. But if Jawar Johnson's available, I'd probably go Jones and Jawar Johnson. But again, that's only if Woody Marks misses. That's something to watch out for. I started Michael Carter. We did that question. Let me scroll down to the bottom to make sure we didn't miss any. Kincaid or Theo Johnson? I'd play Kincaid, but if he's out, right, Theo Johnson's a fine play. Should I go Zay Flowers or T. Higgins? I'd play T. Higgins if it were my team. T. Higgins has been pretty awesome when he's been playing. Who would you rather have off waivers instead of Genty? Estime, Jordan, etc. There's not much on waivers I'd rather have over Genty, but Jawar Jordan certainly I would rather have if Woody Marks is out, if Nick Chubb is out. I think Jawar Jordan could be, again, league winner option today. And guys, we got about 25 minutes left on the live. If you've got questions, drop them down below. Let me know your NFL takes. We can talk a little bit about that as well. I think the Bears are a little bit fraudulent. They've beaten a lot of backup quarterbacks this season, barely. When they get to the playoffs, I think they're going to struggle a lot more, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm starting Fannin at the flex, but should I pick up someone from waivers? I mean, I don't know who's on waivers in your league. Again, if Woody Marks is out, Jawar Jordan could be a great start, but we'll have to see. Kincaid or Waller, I'd probably go Kincaid as long as he's playing. Jones or Tracy Jr.? I play Tracy Jr. He's been pretty great lately. Hello, ETN. Javonte is RB1. I'd go ETN. He's been pretty awesome. And then London or Evans? I like Evans. He was so great last week. And welcome in, guys. By the way, a Merry Christmas to you guys. Happy holidays. This is the North Pole. We got our Christmas hat on today. We got to wear it before Christmas because we can't wear it afterwards. I want to let you guys know 2 quick things. Then I'm going to jump back down to the questions. If you have a question, get it loaded up in the side here. First thing is we're going to be posting next week as well. Then the goal, we're going to do an NFL playoff challenge. We're going to do some awesome challenges there. So if you want to look at my playoff bracket, I'm going to host an ESPN playoff challenge where the winner gets invited to my fantasy football league next season. I'm going to host a YouTube followers league. And if you guys want to enter that, make sure you're subscribed because I'll be posting a whole video and posting the link to join that contest. And then all throughout the whole offseason, I'm going to be trying to post at least once per week. Get you ready for the NFL draft, after NFL draft, get you ready for fantasy football drafts, all the news, everything you need to know. Then we're going to crush it in season. So if you have not hit subscribe yet, we have a full year of awesome content planned. We've got giveaways planned. We've got subscriber leagues planned. It's going to be a really fun year. So I'm going to jump back to the questions here. But if you guys have not hit subscribe and you haven't hit like on this live, make sure you do so because we have some awesome content coming up for you. Next question was Olave, Evans, Michael Wilson. I would play Evans. I've got Puka and JMO starting receivers. That is amazing, man. Great job drafting Puka. So if Woody plays, Woody and Carter, but if Aaron Jones and Carter is not Woody, yes. I think, yes. You have nailed it, Greg. You have nailed it. Do we like Wilson over Marv, Jefferson, and Jennings? I wouldn't play Wilson over Marv because when Wilson's, I'll show you real quick. Again, guys, let me load the Walter Picks app back up here. Let me just load this up for you. We're going to play a little I Spy. Check out the games. Let me go to the game log. Can you spot the games where Marvin Harrison Jr. has played? It's every single red game. Can you spot the games where Marvin Harrison Jr. has missed? It's all the green games. So Marvin Harrison Jr. is in the game today, so I'm not going to be playing Wilson over someone like Jennings. Michael Wilson or George Pickens? I'm thinking Wilson. Yeah, I mean, if you want to go with that because Pickens has been rough, you definitely can. But hey, if that's the way you want to go, you're accepting the risk. I don't mind that. Because Wilson could be good if Marvin Harrison Jr. sits out a lot. I've also got Kincaid as a flex option. I probably sit Kincaid with the injury. Do you think Schultz has a huge game against Vegas like what Goddard did to them last week? John, I don't know because let me show you real quick. Overall, the Raiders have been pretty good against the tight end position. You can see they're number 4 in the league, but Schultz has been pretty good, so certainly could. What happened last week with the Eagles was Jalen Hurts wanted some touchdowns, so he did the shovel pass touchdown, the quick pass touchdown. It's kind of stat padding. He had 12 completions last week, and 2 of them were just like little shovels to Goddard. I don't know. Jalen Hurts certainly did good enough. I don't mean to hate too bad, but That was a stat padding booster. Let's just call a play that gets me an easy touchdown pass. And at the end of the year, no one's going to remember that's how I got him. But I would say that the Texans don't tend to run that. They tend to run a lot more in the red zone. So I wouldn't expect that particular style of play to be something the Texans use. I've watched a lot of their games this year, so I would say the Texans don't do that a ton. But there certainly is some upside here because Schultz has been a top-tier tight end option. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you, Marky Mark. Appreciate it, man. Flex Estime. I'm not huge on Estime. There's two worries here. Taysom Hill in the red zone or Tyler Shuck in the red zone. Tyler Shuck a few weeks ago had 2 rushing touchdowns. If Estime doesn't get those rushing touchdowns, he's going to be tough to start. But I would say he's better than other options. Certainly could be better if you're dealing with some injuries that are happening this week. Certainly could be worse. Waddle or T. Higgins? I would go with T. Higgins for sure. Quinn Ewers at quarterback for the Dolphins. Watch out. We got the eyes from Body Bags. Michael Wilson or Jawar? Guys, if you guys don't know Jawar Johnson, he plays for the I'm not going to be able to spell his name. I'm sorry, Jawar Johnson. I'll type in Johnson. I can't even spell that right. He was really good last week. He may be on the waiver wire for you guys. He's certainly a good play if I'm not even going to be able to find him. Oh man, I'm messing up. Let me go to Woody Marks and we'll go to the team tab. We'll go to the team tab real quick. Team tab. This is why another reason I like the Walter Picks app. Jawar Jordan, I didn't even have the right last name. But last week he was awesome. So I would play him if Woody Marks is out. Yeah. Waddle or Wandale. I would play Wandale. Again, Quinn Ewers, hard to trust. By the way, if you guys just joined, hit that like button. We're trying to hit, if we could hit 30, 50 likes, that would be amazing. If you guys could drop your one like, do your part, that'd be amazing. Help grow the channel. I'm out here. We're answering your questions for free, so I'd appreciate if you guys could show some support there. And if you're having fun, if I answer your question, hit the like. If you're not enjoying it, don't hit the like button. But hopefully you guys are enjoying the content and the analysis here. RB2, 1 flex. ETN, you got to start ETN. He's been too good. By the way, great draft pick, or trade. Harvey, Hampton, Hall, Pickens. I think you got Puka in London. You're already ahead. I'd play ETN and Harvey. You're already way ahead. So I would go with the safe options. In the flex, I would probably play Hampton. I'd just go all 3 your first running backs there. Jawar on waivers or currently starting Dowdle, RJ Harvey, flex Michael Carter. I might play him over Michael Carter. It's about the same. I think Jawar brings some additional upside, but he's also very risky. So it depends what you need. Would you make any changes? I wouldn't make any changes again unless we know, like if Chubb is out and Woody Marks is out, yeah, I put in Jawar Jordan. But other than that, I think you're okay. Marv has limited snap count. Yeah, I mean, maybe Michael Wilson's good. It's just so risky. It is very risky. But if you're chasing upside, it's certainly a good upside play. Jennings or Kyle Pitts? I like Kyle Pitts. Gibbs or Chase? Definitely play Gibbs today. Steelers have been, they've been struggling against the run. Let's see here. PPR, point for first down. 3 wide receivers flex. You got Rico Gainwell, London Olave, Tet, and Juwan Jennings. Switch any from Michael Carter or Marks. I probably wouldn't. I'd probably keep it the way you have it. I like that. Estime or Fannin. I'd probably play. Estime is probably a safe 7 or 8 points. Fannin can probably get there with his target, so I'd probably play Fannin with the upside. What do you think about Keenan Allen? I will say Keenan Allen was the most targeted. Charger last week, so I do like him in the matchup against the Cowboys. So he's not the worst start for sure. I do like him. Not saying like, oh, must start, but I definitely see the upside in the path to a good game today. Coker Vele is out, I believe. Slayton, I'd play Coker. I mean, he looked pretty good last week. Marks is out. Would you worry about playing Jordan with Chubb there? Wouldn't he be RB1? Last week, I'll show you this. This is the beauty of the Walter Picks app. This is why I have some confidence. Snap percentage for Jawar Jordan last week was only 41%. Rush share was only 45%. So let's say Chubb comes in and takes 55%. Jordan can still do what he did last week. And based on how good he was last week, he's going to be better than Chubb, who's coming off an injury. So that's why I'm not super worried. It didn't take him a full game of production to produce. Plus, he's got a great matchup against the Raiders. Pitts or Kittle? I would play Kittle if I had both, yeah. Rico, Evans, or Wilson? I would play Evans for sure. Evans was too awesome last week. Jefferson or Igbuka? And by the way, I can show you guys that just real quick in the Walter Picks app. I know I mentioned it without saying it, but you can see the rush attempts, 15, and the snap share only 45, or the rush share only 45% for Jawar Jordan. Let me drop that back off here. Jefferson or Igbuka, non-PPR. I think I gotta go with Igbuka. Burrow or Lamar?
I would go with Burrow. Yeah, I'd go with Burrow with those settings. Woody's healthy. Should I start him or Michael Carter? I'd probably go Michael Carter. Woody's, he keeps getting hurt. I don't think he's finished a game that he started, actually. Estime or Marks, I would go with Estime probably with the injury concern. Kincaid or Wall, I go Kincaid if he plays, but monitor that because he could miss. Subscribed early in the information, got me to the finals. Thank you, man. If you guys have not subscribed, listen to Paul. Come on, guys. We're going to hit 100K. You guys can punch your OG ticket today by hitting subscribe. And if you've already subscribed, hit that like button as well. I appreciate it. I'm sorry for calling it out if you've been here the whole time, but that's what we got to do. We got to keep getting some engagement. We got to hit that like button, and let's keep answering your questions. That's definitely what we're going to keep doing. We got 15 more minutes, by the way, if you could keep hitting that like button. London or Nico? I would play Nico. London dealing with a little bit of an injury. And with Mooney, Pitts, London, I don't know if London's going to be as ball dominant as he was earlier in the season. And last year, London did struggle with Kirk Cousins a little bit. Who do I drop to add Jawar? DeMercado, Gadsden, Knox, Shuck, Singletary. I would probably drop Knox if Kincaid is playing today. I think you can drop Singletary as well. If you want to drop DeMercado, you could do that as well. Plus, it's week 16. If Jawar Jordan's going to start for you, you have to drop somebody. So I'd probably drop one of those players that I mentioned. Chase Brown, Travis Etienne, RB. Awesome. That is a great. Derrick Henry, Tyron Tracer, Rico Dowdle at the flex. I would probably play Derrick Henry. But if you want to chase the most upside, that's probably Tyron Tracy. Dak or Burrow, I would certainly play Burrow. I've got Dak. I would love to have Burrow in those leagues. Bijan and Bucky, amazing. Pickens and Amon-Ra, Chase Brown and Mike Evans at the flex. Got Wendell. Yeah, I think you got a great shot, Noah. I think you got a great shot. You got a great team. You did a great job in the draft. So good luck to you. Good luck to you. Estime or Waddle? I play Estime. Waddle is so risky. If you're chasing upside, go Waddle. But Waddle is so risky with Quinn Ewers at quarterback. Everyone's kind of forgetting that. I don't know why it's not bigger news. And maybe you know. Maybe you know. I'm not saying you don't know. But I do want to call that out that it's very hard to trust. I'm sitting Waddle in my home league, in my championship game. He's certainly not someone I'm trusting. Plus, DJ Turner of the Bengals. If you guys don't know, he is a cornerback, and that is the 5th hardest matchup of the week. Yep, 5th hardest matchup. Got it written down on my paper. That is not the matchup you want to be targeting if you're Quinn Ewers. DJ Turner, if you guys remember when he played against the Steelers, he had some picks against DK Metcalf. He's been awesome on a bad defense. Watch out for DJ Turner. Pittman or BTJ? I certainly would play Pittman. BTJ, hardest matchup of the week against Pat Surtain. Don't love that one. By the way, guys, if I answer your question, make sure you hit that like button. And if you have a question, drop it down below. And we got a super chat from Goodwood. Thank you, Goodwood, for the super chat. We got $2. And I will tell you guys, every single dollar goes back to the editor. This week, I upgraded my editor from like a tier basic to tier basic plus to add some more player highlights. Every dollar we get goes right into the editor, making the videos better for you guys. So really appreciate the support on that super chat. And that will go to the editor this week, making the videos better. Tat or Jennings, I would go with, I like both. I'd probably go Jennings. Pearsall has been ruled out, so that gives Jennings some additional upside. Minshew or Herbert, I would go with Herbert. Minshew, I don't hate it. Honestly, I don't hate it. But Herbert's got that matchup against the Cowboys, which is the second best in the league. Michael Wilson or DK Metcalf? I would play DK. Michael Wilson has been terrible with Marvin Harrison Jr. I'll show you guys in the Walter Picks app here. I'll bring it up on the screen. We've had that question before, but I just want to show this off because so many people are asking about Michael Wilson today, and I just want to call it out because we'll show it here in the Walter Picks app. The green weeks are when Marvin Harrison Jr. has missed those 4. Every other week, under 10 points when Marvin Harrison Jr. plays. Excuse me. I'm going to take a quick sip of my coffee here. Jameson, excuse me, sorry about that. Jameson Williams, Mike Evans, Michael Wilson, CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins. CeeDee Lamb, certainly a start. Mike Evans, certainly a start. And then I would go Jameson Williams probably at the flex. If you don't want to go JMO, T. Higgins is a great play, but you do got to worry slightly about the injury, the concussion injury. And we got 44 people, guys. We have the most people we've had all day. Thank you guys so much. Let's keep going with the questions here. Wandell or Waddle, Bo Nix or Baker? I would go with probably Wandell for safety. Waddle's a big risk, but he brings upside. And then I'd go Bo Nix at quarterback. Dak or Dart? I could do Burrow, but then I need to drop a couple players to make room. I probably would go Burrow, honestly. Dart is facing Minnesota, one of the best in the league against quarterbacks. Dak is facing the Chargers, one of the best in the league against quarterbacks. And Burrow is facing the Jets. They are in shambles, and they don't have much of a run game, the Bengals. I mean, Chase Brown's been pretty good, but even he is a weapon in the pass game. So I would go Burrow against the Jets. Is Jawar worth flexing over Jennings? I would flex him over Jennings if Woody Marks is out and Chubb is out. Otherwise, I just wait and play Jennings. Dart or Herbert? I would play. It's tough. I would probably play Herbert. I mean, he's got the matchup against the Cowboys, easiest in the league. Dowdle or Gainwell? I play Gainwell. Detroit is great against running backs, but the Steelers will need to pass. In 4 out of the last 5 weeks, Gainwell has at least 6 receptions. That floor is pretty incredible. He's actually been a top 12 running back 4 out of the last 5 weeks. Dowdle's been on the decline a little bit lately, so I would go Gainwell over Dowdle. Keenan Allen over T. Higgins or Jennings? I would not play Keenan Allen over either one of those guys. Morning, good morning. Got 2 questions. PPR need 1. Waddle, Igbuka, or BTJ? I would go with Igbuka. Which kicker? Reichard, Gonzalez, Little? I would go with Reichard. I do like Reichard when J.J. McCarthy has been quarterback. Reichard has been pretty dang solid, so I will call that out as well. Waller or Fannin? I'd probably go Fannin with Waller with Quinn Ewers at quarterback for Waller. Pick 1, wide receiver and 1 flex. Wilson, London, Marks, Hampton, and Hall. I would probably play London and Hampton. That's probably what I would do. Ladd McConkey or Javonte Williams? I would certainly go with Javonte Williams. I know the Chargers are tough against the run, but your touchdown upside is definitely better with Javonte. Dak or Burrow? We've had this question, Noah. I think I would go with Burrow for the upside. If you are in good shape, though, you can play Dak. He's definitely maybe a little safer. Bo Nix or Goff this week? I would play Goff for safety and Bo Nix for upside. Tyrone Tracy or Michael Carter? I would play Tyrone Tracy. He was awesome last week. J-Mo or Jennings? I would go with J-Mo for upside, Jennings for, I think, a little safer points. Breece Hall or RJ Harvey? You know, Breece hasn't been great lately, and the Jets are pretty awful, so I would go with RJ Harvey. And then Trevion Henderson or Drake London? I would play Henderson if it were my team. Chase Brown or Mike Evans at the flex? Wow. That's a tough one there. I think, personally, Chase Brown is safer. Great matchup today. I think Chase Brown's pretty dang safe. Mike Evans probably has more upside, though, so base it based on what you need. Hall or Harvey? I would go with Harvey. Is Wilson worth the risk playing over Jacoby? I probably wouldn't if it were my team. I have Michael Wilson in my championship game. It is half PPR. I'm benching him for someone like Cortland Sutton, someone like Kyle Pitts, maybe even. I just don't trust Wilson. As you can see here, let me bring the Walter Picks app back up here. As you can see, Wilson is not great when Marvin Harrison Jr. is in the game. Every red week, Marvin Harrison Jr. is playing. Every green week, Marvin Harrison Jr. did not play. By the way, guys, if you guys want this tool, you can sync your leagues. It's free with code NOBS in the App Store here, this Walter Picks app. 2-time Super Bowl Superflex. Hurts played already. QB2 options, Minshew, Cousins, Bryce. I probably would play Bryce. How do we edit my team on Walter Picks? It won't let me. So on Walter Picks, if you go to the My Team, go to the, so you can sync your league here. So if you need to pick your league, I'll show you here, My Team, and then go to the My Team tab. And then what you can do is you can click the optimal lineup and it'll show you like who you should be playing. It says Michael Wilson could be a great play today. It can also show you the, let's see, boom potential, the least bust lineup. But that's how you edit them. Let me see here if you can just switch them out. I don't know if you can just switch out the players, but it'll show you the optimal lineup, and then you will need to make your adjustments in your app. It doesn't link directly to your app. It'll just show you what it thinks for each of the players. So the optimal lineup is the best way to check that out. Good question. Good question. And this is my championship team, by the way, guys. I got Dak, Chase Brown, Saquon, Drake London. I got Michael Wilson, who I may or may not play. I played Parkinson this week. Henry, Pitts, Purdy, Pinheiro, and the Texans. I might play Sutton over Wilson, though. I'm not sure. I'll have to check that out. But that's my team in the championship, so pretty excited about that. Dowdle or Gainwell? I would go Gainwell. Let me scroll down to the comments. Make sure we're getting new ones here. Wilson or Wandale? I would go with, Wilson definitely brings more upside, so I'd probably just play Wilson. Wilson or Sutton? Yeah. In my league, I currently have Sutton starting over Wilson. I will probably stick with that as long as Marvin Harrison Jr. is playing. Just subbed, been following on TikTok. Yeah, thank you guys. If you guys don't know, we have 233,000 on a TikTok, but I'm really trying to get YouTube to 100K. That's like my new passion. I really enjoy the long form content. Now that I have an editor, I'll tell you guys, every view you guys give goes to paying the editor more money to make the videos better. I'm all about improving it. I'm not about making money. Someday, I hope to be able to use that because this is my full-time job working for Walter Picks and creating content. But right now, every dollar goes back to the editor to make the videos better for you guys, make them more entertaining, and I'm honing my skills. I have like a bunch of some software helping me out. So it's going to be pretty awesome this next year of content on YouTube. So really appreciate the support. Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert. If I had both, I'd be playing Joe Burrow with T. Higgins back. Great matchup this week. Love that. Sup, bro? Tet or Lad? I would go with Tet. Lad was only targeted, I think, 3 times last week. He does have a good matchup, but I like Tet a little bit better as a clear RB1. Burrow, May, or Purdy? I like May against the Ravens. Ravens defense has been pretty bad, and May has good rushing upside, good passing upside, has the big playability, so I would go with Drake May. Guys, we got 5 minutes left in the stream, so 2 things. We are going to rapid fire answer some questions here, so make sure you're dropping your questions. If you can keep them a little simpler so that we can rapid fire just like this question, Greg, that's perfect. Make sure you do that down in the comments. Second thing, if you have not subscribed, please do so. We have a full year of amazing content. We're going to do playoff challenges. We've got some giveaways planned. And the whole next year, we're going to have tons of content for you guys. The goal is 100,000 subscribers based on some amazing content. So appreciate you guys hitting that subscribe. If you could, real quick, hit that like button on the stream. We are trying to hit, if we get 50 viewers, 50 likes, that'd be awesome. And then I'm about to rapid fire some questions. We got 5 minutes left, so let's get after it. Josh Allen or Herbert? I would definitely go Josh Allen with the rushing upside. Wilson, Jettas, or Wandell? I would probably play Jay Jettas this week. Wilson is risky with Marvin Harrison Jr. Jettas is risky because he has been up and down, and Wandell is risky because he just doesn't have the most upside. So I think of the risky options, Jettas would be my play. Bourne or Quentin Johnston? I would probably go Johnston against the Dallas Cowboys, best matchup of the week. Pitts, Harvey, Waddle, or Wilson? I would go with Harvey. He's been pretty awesome. Harvey or Godwin? I would go with Harvey again. Theo or Waller? I would go Theo. He's got great upside. He's got big playability. And Waller, he was only good in the fourth quarter, and he's got Quinn Ewers at quarterback. Do we trust him in his first start? I don't think so. Worried about Michael Wilson. It is tough. Gadsden, Jordan, Singletary. Jordan could be the play if Woody Marks is out, but otherwise I think I go Wilson. Kelsey or Estime? Thank you, Alex. I'm the man. Kelsey or Estime? I will probably play Kelsey. See how that rolls out today. Judkins or Javonte? I played Javonte. I just think it's a better chance that the Cowboys score more points. J-Mo, Harvey, Pitts, or Waddle? I certainly like J-Mo a lot today against the Steelers. He's been really pretty safe, except for one bad game a few weeks ago, so I like J-Mo today. Harvey or Godwin? I would go with Harvey. Diggs or Wilson? Those are tough, but I will say that Diggs has the best matchup of the week this week. That's one reason to go with Diggs. Nix or Dart? I would go Bo Nix. He's been pretty great, and the Jaguars actually do allow a lot of pass yards. They have been pretty weak against quarterbacks, so I would go with Nix in this game. Gadsden or Schultz? Gadsden hasn't been great, so I would go with Schultz this week. Dak or Baker? Really tough one here. Appreciate you keeping it short and sweet on the comment here. I would probably go with Baker. I mean, Mike Evans is in. Dak has a tough matchup. I think Baker's a great play. Can't decide who to start. You got following Justin, Wandell, Robinson, Jacoby. I like Myers, Igbuka, and Michael Carter. May or Nix? I would go with May. If I should change Robinson, Myers, Carter, yeah, I'm with you there. Don't bench Igbuka or Jefferson, I don't think, with your team. Johnson or Coker in the flex? I like Johnson with Vele out and Devin Neal, Kamara out. That opens up some good target share. ETN or Rico? I would go ETN, guys. I don't know why there's a lot of doubt about ETN. I've been seeing him in a lot of start-sit questions. He has been, I don't know if he's been the best RB in fantasy football over the last 5 weeks, but it's certainly close. He's been that good. Let's see here. Dart or Burrow? I would definitely play Burrow. Burrow, just love the upside. Dart, really tough matchup. Purdy or Brissett? I like Purdy better. Brissett's is really safe. So if you want to just go for that, you want to know today, play Brissett. But Purdy has been really high upside. Kittle or Pitts? I would definitely play Kittle if I had both. He's just been a top-tier guy, and Pearsall is out. Dak or Lamar? I've got Lamar ranked a little bit higher, like his upside. Higgins or Jennings? T. Higgins for me. Should I sit Jay Jettas? You don't have to. He is risky, but if you've got someone on your bench that's like, hey, they've been scoring 13 points a week, just play that guy. Jay Jettas says nah, but I do like the upside this week, and definitely could be the week he shows up. So I've actually been a little bit higher on him than maybe, I don't know if other people are or not, but I'm definitely higher on him than I have been the last 2 weeks, where I've been like, hey, he's a flex at best. He's a sit. I said last Sunday. This week I'm pulling that back a little bit, I think he could actually be a decent start. Strange or Kincaid, I would go with Strange. He's just a little healthier. Evans or Judkins, I would go with Evans. Evans is going to be awesome. Who's the most droppable? Brees, Marks, JJ, or Rice? I mean, this is your championship game. Rice for sure because he's out. But I think that I don't know. You can't drop Rice. You can't. I think Brees maybe. I've got the following. Whom do I start? I don't know, man. You got to put him in the question. Bowers or Gaston? I go Bowers with Geno back. Pitts or Ferguson? I would go Pitts. Rico and Saquon are starting for me, but just wondering if Etienne's better. I would play Etienne over Rico. Have T. Higgins, Jennings, Pitts, Zay Flowers, Waddle, Keenan Allen. Which should I start? I would go with T. Higgins and probably Jennings. And guys, we are coming down to the end of the hour here. It's actually top of the hour. So appreciate you guys stopping by. Again, this next year of content, we'll answer a couple more. But this next year of content is going to be amazing. We're going all in on the YouTube. We're going to try to do at least one post per week. We're not going to leave you guys hanging all year from NFL content. We're going to do an NFL playoff challenge, a bracket challenge. The winner will be in one of my follower leagues next season. We're going to do March Madness together. We're going to be doing all the fun events that are coming up. And then next year, we're going to crush the YouTube. So if you guys are new here, punch your OG ticket by hitting that subscribe. If you could, before you leave, hit that like button. Let YouTube know you had a good time here today. Let's answer just a couple more questions. CD or T, I would go with CD. Strange or Fannin? I like Fannin a little bit better just because the volume might be better. Quentin Johnson, Coker, or Chuba in the flex? I'd probably go with Chuba. Pitts, Rico, Jones. I would probably start Pitts and Rico. If you're chasing upside, Pitts and Jones. Thanks, man, for the stream. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, appreciate you guys. All right, Tet or Jennings? I would go with probably Jennings with Pearsall out. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. Great luck in your matchup. I wish you the best of luck. If you could, real quick, again, hit that like button. We will be posting all week on YouTube, all week on TikTok, all week on Instagram. We will still be doing our 2 YouTube videos this week, so make sure you subscribe to check those out. And I will see you in the next one.